Kyle, the latest polling in Decision 2016 shows that in the race for the White House, the outsiders are still on the rise for the GOP.
And at least one person who hasn't even declared as a candidate is doing half as well as the front runner on the Democratic side. 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Alvin joining us right now with the numbers, the trends, and what we might expect. Rick.
Well, Susan and Brian, in something like 405 days, you'll make the final decision on who occupies the White House for the next 4 years. Between now and then, there'll be enough speculation on this race to fill volumes. But today, this is what we know. With the latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll factored in, the Real Clear Politics average of polls shows Donald Trump still at the top of the heap, though lower than he has been since August 29th. He's now at 23.4%. That's an average. But a surging Ben Carson jumped to an average of 20% a week and a half ago. That is now settled in at 17% after some controversial comments about Muslims. Still, Carson is far above his historic average in the polls, as is Carly Fiorina. The businesswoman who got high marks from her last debate performance has gone from 3.3% on the 16th of this month to an average today of 11.6%. The top three have one major thing in common. None have held office, and they can run as outsiders. On the inside, candidates are not faring as well. Even Marco Rubio, who as a freshman senator has tried to stake out the outsider territory, is at 9.6%. That's good enough for fourth. One-time frontrunner Jeb Bush now in single digits, in fifth place with an average of 9.2%. Bush hovered at around 17% in the average for months. Now, the bottom five of the top 10 include Cruz and Kasich and Christie and Huckabee and Paul. They range from 6.2% all the way down to 2.4% in the average of polls. Now, here is the graphic over the last 6 months. I know it's a little difficult, but if you see that top number, that's Donald Trump. You can see his rise, and now he is trailing down. Ben Carson is in blue. Fiorina is in gray. They're coming up from the bottom into the top three. There's been a whole lot less concentration on the Democratic field, primarily because Hillary Clinton seemed to be the prohibitive front runner early on. But Senator Bernie Sanders has shown that he can draw some crowds and some numbers. Currently, former Secretary Clinton is at 40.8% to Sanders' 27.6%. But perhaps the biggest surprise, or not, is Vice President Joe Biden, who hasn't even declared whether he'll run. He's trending at 20% in the Real Clear Politics average. Now, polls are a snapshot of a moment in time. That graph is a trend. And more than a year from now, all we can say with certainty is this is very likely going to be one of the most interesting races, at least to see who gets the respective party's nomination that we have seen in a very long time. More people, more names, surprises for Republicans and Democrats. We don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that graph,
right,
you know, and how everybody's trending, because you tend to forget, you tend to forget what's happening.
Well, you see Trump, he's kind of flattened out a little bit. Who's ascending?
Well,
would it be Fiorina?
Yeah, and Carson, even though Carson took that little dip too. You know, you've got this line for Trump that comes up and now it comes down pretty steadily. He was up about 30, he's off 6 points. You see Carson up to 20, down about 3 points to 17, but Fiorina is still on the upside, so we'll see what comes in the coming weeks, because every day brings another surprise or another potential gaffe.
Seems like it. All right. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.